Hey everybody, I know you guys are probably tied up because it is the middle of the day on a Tuesday. So y'all probably at work and everything, but y'all can always watch the playback, so that's fine. I'm just gonna go live real quick and get something off my chest because later on today I am chilling with my husband and I got stuff to do. Alright. But if you're in the building though, like this video, share this video, subscribe over on YouTube, and follow me right here over on Facebook if you're over on Facebook, and chime in, all right? Say what's up to your girl, all right? I got something I want to say really quick. Hopefully it doesn't take all damn day. Y'all know I get to talking and rambling, so just bear with me. I got something to get off my chest real quick. Okay, there it is. All right, so let me see who I see. What's up, Dorsey? What's up, Khalid or Khaled? What's up, Sexy Monkey? What's up, Andre? What's up, Make It Happen, Monty? What's up, the other Ray J? What's up? Is it Janae? What's good? King George III, Tyrone, Tranisa. What's good, everybody? All right. Again, like the video, share the video. Follow me right here over on Facebook. Subscribe over on YouTube. All right. And also, before I begin, I want to say thank you to everybody that has purchased some all-natural organic hair growth oil. I just shipped some shipments off today, so check your inbox for your tracking number. And also, shout out to everybody who has copped a signed copy of my book. Okay, so I was thinking, so I recently had a conversation with some women, and we were talking about reserving yourself as far as busting it open, okay, for a lack of a better word, all right? I see the hearts and lights. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in. Having sex, okay? And many women, every time I have this conversation, they make it seem like I'm being very harsh, very critical, very judgmental when I say that I feel personally that you should be very cautious about who you have sex with and how soon you have sex with them. And I know a lot of women, when I get into these kinds of conversations, they bring up the fact that you should be able to do whatever you want to do with your body. How soon you have sex with somebody has nothing to do with how that relationship will turn out. They say things like, you know, I should be able to have sex with as many people as I want to have sex with, and so on and so forth. And to a certain degree, and to a certain extent, I completely agree. You should absolutely have a say-so over how many people you decide to have sex with or whom you decide to have sex with, and so on and so forth. But I come from the stance of saying that you should be cautious and you should not bust it open and just have sex freely with a whole bunch of different men, because I am in tune with how the universe works. Sex is much deeper than just, I'm going to have sex with him and he looks good and I need my nut off. So if I want to have sex with that nigga over there because he's fine and he got a big whatever, then that's what I'm going to do. I feel like it's much deeper than that. And it's too many of us grown ass women having these kinds of conversations around younger women or young teens, and we're giving them the wrong ideas. As a grown woman, and when I say a grown woman, I mean 25 plus. To me, that's a grown woman. 25 plus, yes, you absolutely can do whatever the hell you want to do with your body, when you want to do it, how you want to do it with whomever. But you have to be very mindful about the messages that you are relaying over to these younger girls and younger women, because y'all are making them feel like, okay, well, it's okay for me to give my body to whomever I want to give it to, not really taking into consideration the fact that those younger women do not have the mind, do not have the emotional capability to be able to really sit down and make those kinds of conscious decisions and choices. I see all the hearts and lights. Thanks for the support, y'all. I appreciate it. We got to be mindful about the messages that we are relaying over to our daughters. And I don't have children yet. And a lot of people want to say, well, you don't have kids, blah, blah. And if I had kids, they would know what's up. I'm not going to be out here talking like that in front of them, making it seem like sex is not that deep. Who I choose to have sex with is not that important. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with my body. Because while I can to a certain extent, I also have to take into consideration the consequences of my actions. As a grown woman, if you want to own up to being out here and doing whatever you want to do with your body, that's your prerogative. But when it comes to a little girl or a young woman, we have to teach them better because they don't know better. And I hate how we are teaching our daughters that it's okay to just have sex with anybody. And then you wondering why they pregnant by 3 different little boys. You wondering why they can't focus in school. You wondering why they chasing up behind all of these different men, because look at what you are teaching them as a grown woman. We can't be hypocritical out here, ladies. I will never teach a young girl or a young woman that it's okay for you to have sex with whomever you want to have sex with. I'll never teach them that. You should get to know somebody. You should feel a person out. See if they are deserving of experiencing you on any level, whether it is physically, whether it is emotionally, whether it is mentally. People have to be deserving of that. And we have to start teaching our daughters that. And quiet as kept, a lot of us grown-ass women need to understand and know that. Then they want to get into the argument of, well, you can be with somebody and they put up a good game and a good front until they have sex with you, and then they find out your true colors. So you might as well just go and do what you want to do. And to that argument, I would say this. If I took the time out to really get to know a man, to really feel him out, to see where his head was, to see how he moved, I would be able to determine on my own as a woman with common sense, as a woman with wisdom, to differentiate between if that man is being authentically him or if he's being a playboy or if he is trying to put on a facade or a front. Y'all are sleeping on y'all own intelligence. Y'all downplaying y'all own capabilities. Well, he could trick me. No, he can't trick you. It's going to be something about him that is going to raise red flags for you if you really try to be true to the game and peep the game. But a lot of us are so caught up in the game that we don't know how to do that, or we don't want to do that. We'd rather just go ahead and, throw ourselves in the crossfire and get shot up than to say, you know what, let me take a step back and feel the situation out. I don't know if it's a drive-by or not. It seemed like the coast is clear. It seemed like it's cool, but let me wait it out because I may need a bulletproof vest. We're not even doing that. We just like, you know what? The coast is clear. It seems clear. Let me just go ahead and go willy-nilly because shit, it could be cool and it could not be cool. But either way, I'm going to live and I'm going to learn. Ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to always go through the fire in order to know that it's going to burn you. Sometimes you can sit back and relax and say, you know what? that motherfucker look hot. I don't know if I want to touch that. He seemed cool or she seemed cool, but I don't know about that. Well, you seem very judgmental because, you know, it's plenty of women who had sex on the first night and did this and did that, and their relationship turned out just fine. And I am not saying, look, it's always going to be exceptions to every rule. But what I want us to get in the habit of doing is really taking our time when it comes to sex and when it comes to our relationships and when it comes to us jumping into something that is serious. A lot of us downplay sex like it's not that serious. It is. Like I keep saying, sex is the very thing that is responsible for creating life. But it's not that serious? Are you serious? Come on. Like I said, I'm never gonna be that woman that's gonna tell you, do whatever you want to do with your body and, you know, go out here and have sex with a whole bunch of different. I'm never gonna do that. Ever. Even though I can respect it to a certain degree, I'm not gonna ever stand behind that. I feel like that's reckless and dangerous for men and women. And I feel like a lot of us downplay the fact of men when it comes to men and having sex and choosing the proper women to have sex with. We all have to be mindful of that and stop making it seem like it's not that deep and it's not that serious. It is. Y'all, why do y'all think we have high STD rates and high pregnancy rates and, you know, low marriage rates and shit like that? It's because we are doing shit ass backwards. We just are. We're doing stuff backwards and then wondering why we are having to work backwards in our lives. Let's put some order to it. Let's put some self-discipline behind what we do. Let's think things through clearly. I see the hearts and lights. You know, we have to start doing that. Why do you think? And then another thing before I continue on, because a lot of people be like, well, marriage does not solidify anything. Marriage does not make anybody be this, that, and the third, and marriage is that. And I can agree with that to a certain extent. But I will say this. Although marriage is not 100% bulletproof, it does, to some degree, give some kind of security to that relationship. And let me explain why. When you are married, you have some kind of structure. You guys are in a union. You guys are in a union where you guys both have to work together because you have a lot more tied into that relationship. You have a lot more invested into it. You can't just pick up and go. You can't just say, you know what, I'm done with you and it's done. You can't do that in the marriage. When you're in a marriage, you're gonna work 10 times harder to make that relationship work because you know what's at stake. If I leave this motherfucker, he may take half or she may take half. If I leave this motherfucker, I may get on child support. If I leave this person, I may have to pay alimony. Like a lot of stuff goes into marriage. And while we try to sit there and downplay it, it does have its safety nets and it does have its perks. Let's just be real. And this is coming from a woman who once stood in that position where I was like, you know what, marriage is not that deep. It's not that serious. It kind of is, y'all. It gives you a lot of say so and a lot of leadway. It really does. It's certain things that a girlfriend can't do that a wife can. It's certain things that a husband can do that a boyfriend can't. We have certain privileges. We have certain accesses. So we got to really think about all of that. Again, I see the hearts and lights. And I will let y'all come on camera in a second. If you guys want to, I'll share the link. Let me copy it. Let me copy this link in case y'all want to chime in. All right, I think I copied it. But yeah, it's certain things. We got to get back to the order. You know what I'm saying? It's no order to our relationships. We're just jumping the gun and getting into it and then wondering why, you know, we have all of these different baby mamas. We got all of these different baby daddies. We're not able to sustain and maintain our relationships in the proper way because we're not even trying to get to know these people. We're not. It's like, okay, you fine, you look good. You know, we've been kicking it for a month and you seem cool. And, you know, it's not even, to be honest, it's not even a month. We kicking it for a few days and like, okay, you seem cool. We looking at people like, damn, you look healthy, so I guess we can do it raw. We doing that kind of silly shit and then wondering why we are placing ourselves in situations that can be deadly, that can be dangerous, that are unstable, that's making us unhappy. We can't be out here talking about we want to be wives and we want to be married and we don't want to be baby mamas, and then at the same time, we're doing the same things that lead to that same lifestyle. Come on. Get to know that man. Get to know that woman. You have to. Stop trying to jump guns and skip through loops. No, go through all of that so you can feel a person out. And again, if we took our time to get to know people, to really feel them out, our body counts would be way low. Would they not? It's so many women that I know, and again, these same women that I have these debates with or I have these conversations with, they get all in their feelings, they get all emotional about how judgmental I am, and you seem like you're this and you seem like you're that and you can't talk. Look, y'all, whatever. Take it how you will. I don't give a F how you feel. I care about you. I respect you. But at the same time, I got to be real with myself. But y'all same women that I had these conversations with, as far as being cautious about who you are having sex with, waiting a little bit, feeling a person out to see how they are. Y'all are the same women that are embarrassed about having high body counts. Y'all are the same women that are embarrassed about being in an environment where you done slept with 3 out of the 10 people that's in the room. Y'all are the same women that are embarrassed about being called certain names or being viewed a certain way, but then you want to go on this false confidence run, like, you know, I can do whatever I want to do and do it, and I don't care what nobody think, but at the same time you do. So can we be real with ourselves? If you're gonna really stand on that whole argument of I can do whatever I want to do with my body and I don't care about what people think about me, I'm gonna do what I want, then stop complaining about when, you know, you are constantly being caught up in these relationships after relationship where you're getting used and dogged out. Stop complaining about having multiple no good baby daddies. Because again, if you took your time to really feel that man out, you would have found some red flags that was like, nah, I ain't doing shit with him. But y'all want to overlook stuff and not take accountability. And I'm speaking to my sisters right now because, look, I see what we go through. At the end of the day, ladies, we are the ones that are being left to raise the babies. So don't you think we ought to, you know, take a little bit more of the proper precautions to make sure that we are not setting ourselves up for the failure or setting our children up for the failure? And I know things happen, ladies. I understand that. Because y'all also, you know, get mad at me when I had these conversations and be like, well, people change. And, you know, once I had the baby, everything went downhill. And once I had sex with him, he changed and things changed. And again, it goes back to you getting to know that man and feeling him out, because I guarantee you, ladies, I guarantee you, if you would have took your time he would have exposed himself for the no good man that he was. Don't nobody change overnight. It's always been in you. If you are no good, you've probably been no good. If somebody is fooling you or tricking you, it's because you've allowed them to. Because I'm going to say it again, they're going to always expose themselves. But are you paying attention? Are you being patient? Are you just rushing because you are desperate for love? Are you just rushing because he's sexy? Are you just rushing because you're horny? Are you just rushing because you want to say, I can do whatever the fuck I want to do with my body? Or are you really being wise about the move that you make? Because again, sex is that deep. Now, am I saying that if you have sex with somebody on the first night, that makes you a hoe? No, I'm not saying that. Am I saying that if you have sex with if you've had sex with a whole bunch of different men, that makes you a hoe? No, I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is you are being reckless. It is reckless. Now, how that pans out for you, that's a whole nother story. It could work out for you. It could not. But all I'm saying is don't be reckless, y'all. Don't be reckless with your body. Don't be reckless with who you choose to lay down with. That shit can come back to bite you. Not only you, but your kids. Stop. Don't have sex with somebody that you barely know. Well, don't you feel like you need to just go ahead and get it out the way so that you can know if you're wasting your time or not? Yeah, you can do what you want. But I'm going to tell you my stance. And my stance is no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Because I'm thinking about the future. I'm thinking 2 steps ahead of the game. I'm not. Look, young ladies, if you are watching me right now, which I know that you do, my age bracket ranges from 18 to, I think it was 50, 18 to 50. The bulk of my audience, though, is between the ages of 20 and 42 or something like that. But I know y'all younger people watch me, right? I'm going to tell y'all right now, you guys need to think before you act. Stop listening to these reckless ass women doing reckless ass things, because you're going to be left with what they got. You cannot take advice from women that are the example of what you are not trying to be. Don't listen to them when they tell you to do what they did if they got the result that you don't want. Now, if they're telling you, hey, don't do this because I did it and it didn't work out for me, then listen to that. But if they're telling you, do what you want to do, live your life, blah, 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 but then her life is in shambles, don't listen to her. Don't. You just can't. Let's just be real. And now we're caught in this situation where y'all mothers are getting called out on y'all bullshit. Y'all getting called out now because y'all are doing the reckless things that y'all are doing, and now y'all kids are growing up doing the same reckless things that y'all have been doing, and now y'all trying to school them on, you need not to do this and you need not to do that. Meanwhile, you're still doing those same things that you're telling them not to do, and y'all daughters looking at y'all like, mama, you can really shut the F up, because until you get your act together, I ain't hearing it. And while I don't condone children being disrespectful to their parents, you also have to have that same energy and be like, you know what? That is a little hypocritical. I do understand where they're coming from. You can't be out here telling your daughters that they shouldn't be out here hoeing around and they shouldn't be out here sleeping with a whole bunch of different men. And, they shouldn't be out here, not wrapping it up and protecting themselves. Meanwhile, you got 5, 10 different niggas coming in and out your house every month. Meanwhile, you partying every weekend. You turned up every weekend with your friends. You doing what the hell you want to do. We have to really be aware of the messages, the mixed messages and mixed signals that we are giving to our seeds. Lead by example. I'm never going to tell a young girl, and I'll be damned if I tell my daughter that you can just go out here and have sex with any old dude who's, winks at you or that looks good or is popular or got a little change. I'll be damned. Because y'all same women out here that's preaching that shit, y'all raising daughters that's just like you and you don't like it. You can't take it. You can't handle it. Why? She's just being a reflection of you. I never. Because I know how powerful energy is. I'm never going to tell a young girl that she can have sex with whomever she wants to have sex with, knowing that she can take on certain energies and frequencies from that man, from that young boy. We messing around with young men that are messed up in the minds. You think energy cannot be exchanged? That young boy don't even know who the fuck he is. He don't love himself. He don't know himself. But I'm going to tell you, because he's popular or because he got a little bit of money or because he look good or he got this and he got that and he can slang this and he can slang that you can go ahead and do what the fuck you want to do with your body. I would never. Never. And people want to look at me up and down like I'm just this, judgmental goody two shoes. I am not. I've done some shit, okay? I've done some shit. Don't get it wrong. Let me put this out there before I even continue on. Me and my husband, we talked for about, let me see, probably about 3 months. Okay, we talked about like 2 to 3 months before actually, getting it in, right? And during this time, he was off in school and stuff, so I wasn't seeing him like that. So it wasn't like we were talking, but we were in each other's presence and things like that. We were talking like long distance for a little bit before we actually got together. And when we finally got together, on our first date, I mean, your girl was no angel. Okay, I'm gonna put it like that. When I first saw my man, okay, because like I said, it was long distance. He was I think he was in Iowa. I was back in St. Louis. Only like a 4-hour drive or whatever. But we wasn't seeing. He was off in college, and we wasn't seeing each other. But we was talking, and we talked long distance every day, all day when we could. When we wasn't working or in class. We was talking and we was feeling each other out. And during that time of us communicating back and forth and, feeling each other out and getting to know each other, that's what it's about. But when we finally got in the flesh, it was on and popping. So I'm not even saying, and people can look at that like, well, shit, you didn't really know him like that. You didn't even see him like that. So how could you say what you're saying? How could you preach your message that you're preaching? And that's what I'm saying. I still got to know him though. I still was feeling him out though. We were getting to know each other. Even if it's long distance, you still getting to know that person. I don't care if y'all got a Skype or whatever y'all got to do. Get to know them. But never just be, texting back and forth for 2 weeks or a week and then think you know somebody. You don't know that person. And even still, even with me, y'all can have that same argument of, well, you really didn't know that person, although you had some time put in. But guess what? I had enough data to be able to fill out to say, you know what? I think the odds are a lot greater than if I did not spend this much time getting to know that man. So I can take that risk. It's about being able to have enough data gathered, enough energy and time gathered to make the proper judgment calls, to be able to say, okay, how's it weighing up? How's it weighing out? Are the pros outweighing the cons, or the cons outweighing the pros? And you can only do that by putting in a little bit of time. Are you going to be right all the time? Absolutely not. But damn it, at least you tried your best. At least you have a lot more knowledge and wisdom about that person, and an understanding of that person to know what the odds may be or what the consequences may be. Versus me just saying, you know what, I talked to him for a week or two. He seemed cool. You know, he looked a little good. I'm going to go ahead and bust it open. I would rather put in 3 months of talking to somebody than 2 weeks of talking to somebody and make the proper judgment call that way. Anytime, any day, I would do that. Because to me, that's being wise. That's just me. That's just being wise. But am I saying that just because I waited 3 months and then you waited 2 weeks, that my chances are greater than yours? I am saying that, but I'm not saying that it's going to always pan out to be that way. It could be the other way around. It could be the way of, you only spent 2 weeks with that person. I spent 3 months with that person, and y'all relationship worked out. And I've seen that happen too. But all I'm saying is that at least put in the time, though. Because there's always going to be exceptions to the rules. I'm never going to knock that. But at least put in the proper work so that you are making the best decision or the best judgment call that you possibly can. Because I'm tired. What I'm tired of seeing is the same thing happening over and over again. Gorman says 100. What's up, Brian? What's up, Elite? He says, yes. Gary says, bring it. Doria says, gather data. I promise you the average hood chick does not do research of any kind. You know what, Dorian? And they should. Men too. This ain't letting y'all off the hook. I'm just talking to women because I've just recently had a conversation with women about this. And there's always an issue with women when I talk about this. They want to get in the finger pointing and saying that how you're judgmental and, you know, you can't speak on that because you haven't done this, and, you know, men can do it and y'all don't say nothing about men. I'm saying something about men too. Men and women should be a lot more cautious about who we decide to sleep with and when we decide to sleep with them. Gather your data. Gather as much information about that person as you possibly can so that you're not blindsided. So that you're not like, you know what, he seemed cool and then now we had sex and now he ain't answering my calls. Well, you would have known he was that type of dude if you gathered your data. I don't care how much he can finesse you. I don't care how much game he got. You'll be able to peep it. King George says, facts. I'm going to gather so much info. You're going to be surprised what I know. Please do it. Because I'm tired of the okie doke. What's up, Carl? What's up, Jesus? I'm tired of the okie doke, y'all. I'm tired of us being left in the same predicaments as our mothers, the same predicaments as our aunts, the same predicaments as our grandmothers. It's just getting ridiculous. And again, the reason why I'm speaking to the women is because I've recently had this conversation with women. And like I said, at the end of the day, more often than not, we're the ones that are left with the responsibility of raising children. We are. We carry the babies. The dads, they can just leave and do what the fuck they want to do. They don't have to stick around. You know, they can do what they don't have to carry the babies. They don't have to push them out. They don't have to go through the ups and downs of, you know, raising a child or having a human being growing inside of their womb. They don't have that experience. So we definitely need to be more careful. and more selective. We definitely need to be doing our research and gathering as much data and information as we possibly can on these dudes, so that you can see if he's a nigga or a king, so that you can see if he's a baby daddy or a husband. And again, I'm not saying that if you are married, that makes you greater than thou. I'm not saying that, but I am saying it will give you a lot more nets to catch you if you happen to fall, versus a baby daddy that can just go and leave whenever he wants to. Not saying that a husband can't, but it's going to be a lot harder for him to do so. You know what I'm saying, y'all? We just have to. But let me put this link in this comment section. Y'all can click on the link if you want to come on camera, or you can cover up your camera. We just want to hear your feedback. If I'm gonna give it about 10 more minutes though, and I'm gonna get off. Let me paste this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Here we go. Okay. I just posted it over on Facebook. Let me know if y'all can see that or not. Let me see if I can pin it. I'm gonna pin it. Okay, that's the link, Facebook, if you want to chime in. I'm going to post it right now over on YouTube, and you guys can join as well if you want to. All right. But yeah, I think these are very uncomfortable conversations. I think they are very much so needed, though. Okay, it's very much so needed. We cannot be out here being reckless, because we are going to be left in the same predicament as our previous generations. We're going to always be stuck in raising babies by ourselves. We're going to be always stuck feeling like we are being used, and so on and so forth. All right, we got Sasha on the line. Let me see if we can bring on Sasha. Hey, Sasha.
Hi, how's it going?
Good. What's your input?
Well, I just wanted to say once again, I agree with everything you're saying. You're so right. It might sound like a huge generalization, and maybe it is, I don't know. But I think there's a lot of people just have this kind of trivial approach to life where, I mean, like you're saying, it's wanting to not have attachments, and I think that's absolutely the wrong way to go through, the wrong outlook to have. You got to, I mean, like you were saying, it's not trivial, and it's the complete opposite of that. I don't know if you want to say sacred, that might be too high praise, but it's absolutely the wrong approach to take, to just think that, you know, a child is a child. You shouldn't have a child just on a whim, and
right.
You've got to put in the hours, you've got to put in the planning and I mean, you know, that's another life in the world, and you can't just be dismissive about that.
Exactly. And a lot of us, when it comes to sex, we're not thinking about the long-term effects. We're not thinking about the consequences. We're just thinking about, well, right now, he looks good or she looks good. I'm horny. Let's go ahead and have sex. And then when a baby is conceived, you haven't even put the time in to figure out, is this a woman that is capable of raising a child? Is this a man that's capable of raising a child? Are they fit to be a mother? Are they fit to be a father? We're not thinking about that. And then once a child is produced, it's like, well, damn, that man ain't shit, or that woman a piece of shit, and I can't believe they doing this to me. Well, you would have been able to believe they were capable of doing those things if you took your time out to feel them out. And it, like you said, it's not trivial. You have to put in the work. You have to really understand that person, because again, even beyond just babies, you got to think about what kind of energies they are exchanging with you. Are they depressed? Are they confused? Are they lost?
Yeah.
We all take on energies when it comes to sex, and we don't think that. A condom does not protect you from exchanging energies with somebody. Period. It just protects you from exchanging bodily fluids, but the energies are being exchanged, and we sleep on that tremendously, and I think it's ridiculous.
Right. I mean, you're their role model. You know, you've got to be positive influence. And
you should want the best. You should want the best for not only yourself, but then your children too.
yeah, it's not something to be trivial about.
True indeed.
I mean, it's obvious to me. I don't know.
Thank you so much, though, Sasha. I appreciate you so much. You are so dope. I want to say that you are one of my biggest crown heads. You are the MVP crown head right now. Okay, you, Conscious Coon Killer, Imani. It's a few other of you guys too, but y'all are the best. So I really appreciate y'all. But I'm gonna bring on Tony, and I'll see you later, Sasha. All right.
You don't know how happy that makes me. Thank you.
Peace.
Bye.
Okay, let's bring on Tony.
What's up, Danica? Tony? How you doing?
Good.
I'm good, man. Hey, I'm a big fan. I don't do social media too much, so I know you don't get much likes or posts. I do follow you though. I follow you a lot. You know, but I do want to touch base on this.
Okay.
I was single for 5 years. Long, you know, I got 3 kids and I was single. And I was, like you said, young and dumb. But at the same token, you know, I met my wife who's been through a lot of shit herself. And, you know, when I met her through a mutual friend. And we literally text maybe 3 days. We went on for our first date. We hit it off. And the next thing you know, the business went down. But I married her. Because I married her. And because I was single 5 years, and because of what she brought to the table, you know, maybe she was worried, like you say, like, you know, do your research. She didn't have no research on me. The only research she had on me was her friend, which was a mutual friend of mine, is that what told her, like, hey, you know, he's a nice guy. But she really didn't know me. But I didn't mean to be disrespectful in your comments, saying you're contradicting yourself. Because I did say that. I did say that in the Facebook comments. I did. Because I mean, you got stories like mine. You know, I really married her. Like, you know, we're, as a matter of fact, September 1st will be our 1 year anniversary. And we talk about it all the time. I am a huge fan of yours. I may not like or jump when you go live.
That's fine.
Because I don't like to be seen. But I am a huge fan.
Okay.
You know, but you
like
really,
I said, it's gonna always be exceptions to the rule. Am I saying it's the golden thing? Like it's gonna work 100% of the time? Absolutely not. But my whole thing is we should at least take some kind of initiative and put in some kind of effort to make sure that we are making the best decision. That's my whole argument.
Absolutely. I took a woman on that had 4 kids. None of them, I got 3 myself, so we got 7 as a family. You know, she never asked me once to do anything for her kids.
Wow.
But as her man, as the man of the house, I cannot live a life where it goes, oh, well, I'm just going to do for her and F the kids.
Right.
No, because they come as a package. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, I got to be the best role model I can be. I'm not their father, but I am the role model they look up to. You know, and, you know, who am I to, you know, I mean, again, I know every story is different, but I just feel like if you wait and it comes along, the right person will come along. And you can't, I mean, us as people, I'm not going to put it on you, but us as people cannot control what these thoughts do or these guys do. You know what I'm saying? It's what they do. You know, they don't know no better. See, I wouldn't date nobody like that. See, I won't. Like, I had a rule. It's funny because I know I'm sounding kind of contradictory, but I had a rule where if you let me have sex on the first night, I'm not going to even date you. But she was different. And I felt that. And I ended up marrying her.
Yeah.
Like, literally. And not every situation is the same. It all depends where who you meet is all I really wanted to say, you know.
I absolutely
Again,
agree with you. I agree with you,
go
Tom.
ahead.
And I appreciate your input because, like you said, or like I keep saying, it's always going to be exceptions to the rule. Some things you're going to be able to feel and know right away, like this person is the one. Like I don't even got to do no data, no research. This person is the one. I know it. I feel it, right? But at the same time, that's not always the case. And for the majority of us need to do our due diligence and put in that work and put in that time to really put
Absolutely.
somebody out. A lot of us are just, hopping into situations, not thinking about the long-term effects. We're not thinking about, well, does this person is it in my gut? I don't even have a gut feeling. Like how you said about your queen, you had a gut feeling like this is the one. We're not even giving
And she changed my life.
the time. You said what?
She changed my life. She
That's
changed my life.
This is what I'm saying. We're
I
not
was,
even trying to do that. We're just jumping right
yeah,
into it, and then we'll worry about the consequences later. It is what it
absolutely.
is. We got to really do. The majority of us, like I said, the majority of us have to put in that work. We have to feel people out. We have to get to know them on certain levels and not just hop into anything that feels good for the moment, because it may, you could have
For
messed
sure.
up. To be honest, Tony,
Right,
you
right,
could have been like, you know what?
right,
I feel it in my gut. She's the one, right? I got this feeling that she's the one, and she could very well not have been. But
right.
it all goes back to what I'm saying, though. And what I'm saying is just take your time, get to know a person, feel them out. That way, when if you do have that gut feeling, you'll also have other things to confirm that gut feeling.
Absolutely. I would say this, last but not least. I would say if, like, just, you ever read a Steve Harvey book?
Steve Harvey?
Steve Harvey, yeah. It's like, Think Like a Man. If women really did take the time, because it's all about the woman, it's really not about us men. If us men said, oh, I'm not gonna have sex with her tonight. No, it's the first date. But she's thirsty to be like, hey, I'm feeling you, man. Let's do it. What man's gonna say no? Probably maybe 2 out of 10. I'll give it a 20% chance that 2 men will say no. But if women, like you, I'm bouncing off what you said. If women literally did take the time to say, I'm gonna get to know this guy. I told my wife today, but back then, my girlfriend, back then, my date, sex isn't everything. Sex is everything, but it isn't everything. Because there's chemistry, there's respect, and there's balance. You know what I mean? So with those 3 things, the sex comes eventually.
Right.
So let's not base our relationship on sex. Because when you base your relationship on sex, it's exactly that, just sex. I'm stuck on him or I'm stuck on her because he does this or she does that. That's the wrong reason to get into it, like as far as relationship goes.
Right.
But the first thing I told her was, listen, chemistry, just sex is not everything.
Right.
And I could have said, yeah, I'm the greatest man on earth. I'm rich. I could have told her anything.
Right.
But I was real and I proved it. I brought it to the table. I proved it. And today she's my wife and we're going on a year. And I love her more than anything in this world. And still to this day, I don't think we based our relationship on sex. I think it's more like, where am I going to take her next? Like, so, and that's what we want to do. Like, we want to travel and this sex thing, man. I'm 37 years old. She's older than me. She's 41. And I think we're to a point where we want to do things in our life that we haven't done yet.
Right.
And I know I'm probably speaking above like the age where you was recommending as far as these young women go, but my standpoint is as long as they follow the 90-day rule, a lot of this stuff will cut down.
That's all I'm trying to say. Peace to you, Tony. I thank you so much for your input.
Thank you. Hey, I'm a big fan, and I'm gonna keep following you, man. I really do. I'm a big fan.
I appreciate you.
All right, Danica.
All right, y'all. Y'all heard it from the perspective of men. Okay, we had Sasha on, and shout out to Sasha because he's actually the one that showed us how to do these videos. So shout out to Sasha. But yes, I absolutely agree with the king. Now, I've already said this though, y'all. It's always going to be exceptions to every rule. It's always going to be an instance where, you know, it works out for somebody and or it does not. But for the majority of us, just to take the proper precautions and actually really use all that we can to make sure, I feel like we should absolutely do that. Even if it does not pan out the way that we want, at least we can know that we've done our best and we just didn't hop into something just based off, you know, surface level bullshit. You know, take your time. And like the King Tony said, you know, women, we have a lot of control. We have a lot of power. Okay? I'm not going to ever sit there and sleep on the woman's power. Women, we have the ball in our court a lot of the time, and we could knock down a lot of the okie doke and get our men back in alignment how they need to be if we feel like they are out of alignment for the majority. Not all men, okay? Don't misquote me, making it seem like I'm saying all men ain't shit. Absolutely not. But the majority, it may be like that. But what we are doing as women is we are rewarding that same toxic behavior that we are saying that we don't want by participating in the okie doke. For instance, we're saying as women, the majority of us as women, we're saying that we want men that want to marry us. We want men that want to take care of us. We want men that are not just about sex and hitting it and quitting it. Meanwhile, we are turning around and giving these men access to us in those intimate ways. We're allowing them to use and abuse us. But if we did like the King Tony said and say, you know what? I'm gonna make him wait a little bit so I can really feel him out. And they'll cancel themselves out, ladies. A man is gonna be like, you know what? You know, either he's gonna expose himself for the dog that he is, or he's gonna expose himself for the king that he is if you decide to wait. If you say something like, you know what, I'm not really trying to have sex right now. I just want to get to know you, this, that, and the third. Either he's going to say, you know what, that's cool, and then cheat on you with other women, or he's going to get with the program, or he's going to leave. Either way, he's going to expose himself. You're going to be able to see and know if he is sleeping around with other women while he's supposedly waiting on you, or if he decides to leave, that's blatantly in your face if he left. And if he's a stand-up guy and you're picking up on the fact that, you know what, he is waiting, he's not messing around, then that's how you be able to know that, you know what, I think he's worthy of this. I think he's deserving of this. I think he really is in it because he's into me and he's just not trying to get into me. Women, we have a lot of control and power than we like to give ourselves credit for when it comes to these situations that we place ourselves in. If we stop the bullshit would stop. Men would be like, okay, I'm going to get with the program. For them, I would say majority. They'd be like, you know what? It ain't working no more. I can't just hit and quit all of these different women because they not even let me hit it in the first place. They trying to make me get to know them. And again, it's going to be exceptions to that rule where it's going to be women out there that are doing that. But it shouldn't be the majority of us. Why is it the majority of us are with the okie doke and only a handful of us are with the program? We got to switch stuff around. And again, it goes back to the kings too. Y'all got to be more wise as well. Y'all can't be out here talking about all women are just gold diggers and all women ain't shit when you are giving those same women access to your penis. Oh, she's just an Instagram thought. Oh, she just a hoe. Oh, she just a that. She just trying to be in the street. But you had sex with her though, King. She wasn't just the Instagram thought when you was hitting it. So it's all about taking accountability, y'all, being real with ourselves. And like I said, I'm never going to tell a young woman or a young boy or a young man or a grown woman or a grown man that it's okay to just be willy-nilly with your body. It is not. Your body is your temple. Your body is sacred. You are special. You are powerful, and so is energies. Be careful who you exchange your power and your energies with. It could destroy you. And with that being said, I'm going to get off of here, though, y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to all of my crown heads that bought oils. Thanks to all my crown heads that bought books. And big shout out to the King Conscious Coon Killer, because he caught both. Okay, he caught both of them. I really appreciate that. Told me to keep the change. Okay, that was what's up. All right. But I'm going to see y'all later. Much love and peace. Again, like this video, share this video, subscribe to Danica Marie Dope Discussions over on YouTube. Get some oil. Well, I got a few more in stock because I'm not going to be able to buy any more until later on. I'm trying to re-up on, revamping my whole launch and everything. So get some lives hot. Follow me over on Facebook. Send me over requests. Inbox me. All of that helps. All of that works. I try my best to respond to you guys. I really do love y'all. I really do appreciate y'all. And again, I'll see y'all later. All right. And if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry. But just know it's coming from a place of love. And I hope that you understand. And I really hope that you feel that. I hope that you feel my energy through my screens. Okay? Because energy don't lie. Energy is powerful. I don't even have to be in the same room with you for you to feel my energy or for me to exchange my energy with you. So what do you think sex does? I'm going to leave y'all on that note. Much love and peace, y'all. See y'all later. Peace, YouTube. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Let me see what I see, though. I'd like to say what's up to all of my crown heads over on YouTube. Maurice, what's good? Dorian, Gab Talk Media, Conscious Coon Killer, Rob Carpenter, Make It Happen, Money. Queen, I did get your inbox. I'm going to respond to you once I get off of here. I didn't get a chance to really read it. Sexy Monkey, OKAO, Doug Nice. Who else I see? Dorian, Big Homie in them. I like that name. That is so funny. Ebony Raffle. Is it Ebony that's inboxing me? It's somebody that's inboxing me. I'm going to respond. Don't worry, though. Sivan, King George. I think that's everybody. Pesci was good. SQ Squared was good. Lamar was good. Dang, Adrian was good. Y'all be trying my best to say what's up. I'm sorry if I ain't say your name. Y'all know I love y'all. The other Ray J. I love y'all. Janae, all of y'all. I gotta go though. Much love and peace.